hey, we have an urgent problem. You need to dig up the potatoes, or else the king is going to kill us. Hello and welcome to my video. Today's video is on the topic of how to make the most out of your lucid dreams. And this video is more for people who already are able to become lucid in their dreams. If you're a complete beginner and you don't know how to lucid dream yet, I do have a tutorial series which you might want to watch first before this one. But this video is for people who are maybe beginners but already are able to get lucid in some of their dreams, but maybe the actual quality of the dreams aren't as good as you want them to be. So the first problem that I often hear about beginners having is waking up way too fast from the lucid dreams. So you were in a dream, then you were like, it's a lucid dream, and then bam, you've woken up. That's a pretty common problem, but also I think it does have like a pretty weird solution, at least for me. So for me, what actually helped is to just not worry. I think the reason a lot of beginners wake up from lucid dreams so soon is because, well, you kind of figure out that you're in a dream, and it's such a weird feeling, right? You're in a dream and you know that you're in a dream. That's so strange. So what happens is that since you're kind of like freaked out about it, it feels so weird, you kind of wake yourself up because you just expect to, I guess. Like, a lot of people have this thing in their head that lucid dreams are really hard to stay inside because they're such like a special thing. So you kind of convince yourself that you're going to wake up, and it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Thinking that you're going to wake up from a lucid dream kind of makes you wake up from a lucid dream, if that makes sense. So my solution to it is to just not worry about it. You're going to wake up from a lucid dream eventually, so you don't have to feel like it's such a precious thing that you have to try really hard to keep a hold of. Just don't worry about it. Just go on and do whatever you wanted to do. Do your fun little things in your lucid dream. Whatever you were planning to do, just do that. And if you wake up, then you can just try again another day. So there's no need to worry about it so much. And actually worrying about it is kind of, I guess, making you wake up a lot of the time. My dreams started lasting much longer once I started kind of just chilling out and just doing whatever I wanted instead of worrying about waking up and trying to keep myself in the dream. Not thinking about it really helped, just keeping it out of my mind. Just I can sometimes even think, it would suck if I woke up, but since I'm not really like worrying about it, it doesn't do anything. So that's my first tip, I guess. I think the next problem that people often have is their dreams not being vivid enough. So a lot of people figure out it's a dream, and then the dream becomes blurry and everything's not vivid, and it's just kind of, I guess it can like ruin your experience. And I think with that, the tip is pretty similar as well. Just don't worry about it. I don't know, a lot of the times in my lucid dreams, if they become blurry, if I just don't worry about it and just go about my dream, even if it's not as nice at first because it's a bit blurry, if I just go about whatever I wanted to do, it becomes really vivid, just as vivid as real life. And also with that kind of like waking up thing, a lot of the times actually what happens, I don't know if this has happened to you, but it is a very common thing that happens, is false awakening, which is basically when you have a dream about waking up but you haven't actually woken up. And a lot of the time false awakenings happen because you kind of expect to wake up. So in the dream, when you're lucid, a lot of the time it happens after lucid dreams, you're expecting so much to wake up, but your body wasn't planning to wake up, so you're staying in the dream, but you dream about waking up because you just expected to wake up. So yeah, just not worrying about it and not expecting to wake up, I guess, helps a lot. I think another thing that's pretty common is, like, you get into the dream, everything is fine, right? Everything is vivid, you're not waking up, but then although you are lucid dreaming at first, you forget that it's a dream, so just returns to being a normal dream. So you just lose lucidity. That's also a fairly common problem, especially for beginners. And I think what some beginners don't realize is that in the dream, your brain is kind of like not working properly. So you can't expect to remember things as well. Especially as a beginner. It actually kind of improved for me as I continued lucid dreaming, but at the start it was so hard to remember things. It was so hard to keep like thoughts in my head because they would just exit. Like, you know how dreams are kind of like random and don't really follow one topic necessarily? Well, that kind of like can continue even into lucid dreams. Like you will have a thought, you will have an idea of what to do, and then a character comes up to you and is like, hey, we have an urgent problem. You need to dig up the potatoes or else the king is going to kill us. Like in a non-lucid dream, you might go along with it and you'd think that in a lucid dream you'd be like, wait, this king isn't real. These potatoes aren't real. I don't have to dig them up. Whatever, I'm going to go flying. See ya, bro. But yeah, unfortunately that's not always what happens. Sometimes, since you got interrupted with your activity, you forget that you were supposed to actually be, you know, like lucid dreaming. So you're like, oh my god, the potatoes need to be dug up. The king will come and kill us. Oh my god. And then you like start going and you forget that it's a lucid dream. And that kind of becomes annoying. Like you wake up and you're like, what? So yeah, it can be really like annoying when you wake up to have forgotten that you're in a lucid dream. With this specific problem, what usually helps me, or at least helped me when I was a beginner, I don't have that problem as much anymore, is once you figure out it's a dream, every couple of minutes, just stop and think, this is a dream, I am lucid dreaming. Just look around, look at how nice everything is, and just think, this is a dream, I am lucid dreaming. And that should help you remind yourself that you're in a dream so you don't get distracted by stuff like that. Another problem that a lot of people have is getting into a dream and you know that you're lucid dreaming, you know that you're in a dream, but then you kind of do stuff that isn't even fun. Like, you know it's a dream, but the things you decide to do, you wake up and you're like, oh, why did I want to do that? That's not something fun that I wanted to do. And that's also has to do with your brain not really like working properly. So sometimes your ideas are a bit like, you know, not the best ideas. I think that also is something that gets better with practice, but at first, when you're a beginner, it might help to have a plan. I actually still have plans for my lucid dreams, just because I don't want to like be in the dream and waste time coming up with something fun to do. I just want to have an activity ready, and if I don't feel like doing that activity in the lucid dream, then I just don't have to. I can just do whatever other activity I come up with. So setting a goal can help with actually doing fun things. So for example, you could come up with, well, I want to try flying in my next lucid dream, and then once you're in a lucid dream you already have a plan. Okay, but some people still have a problem because once they get lucid, that whole plan just exits their brain, like the memory isn't there. And yeah, in lucid dreams, sometimes accessing your memories from the waking world can be difficult. That's why you can have dreams of being another character and you don't even notice. And that's also something that gets better with practice. But if you want to be able to remember your plan, what helps a lot, at least for me, is when you're going to sleep, when you're laying in bed on your little pillow, you can be thinking, okay, so next lucid dream, I am going to fly. Next lucid dream, I'm going to try flying. And you kind of repeat that in your head. You imagine yourself soaring in the clouds, and that kind of like will help cement the idea in your head. And since you're doing it so close to dreaming time when you're falling asleep, it kind of makes it easier to remember, I guess. If in the waking world you're having trouble remembering what your goal was, you're probably going to have trouble remembering what your goal was in your dream as well. Those were my tips for some most common problems that I've noticed that kind of reduce lucid dream quality, I guess. These tips would have certainly helped me when I was starting to lucid dream. Some of these took me a bit long to figure out, but yeah, I have more lucid dreaming videos. I have, as I mentioned, the tutorials for lucid dreaming, and I also have some fun videos. Maybe if you don't lucid dream yourself, you might want to hear about my experiences. So I will put these all like wherever, maybe like over here will be my videos that you can click on. If the end screens still work, we don't know if YouTube will remove them one day. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I'll see you all next time. Bye!